know I try to be a good man. I always give it my best. But truth be told, someday I wanna go to the wild, wild west.
And now, live from our smokehouse studio, it's time for Real Estate Jerky. All your real estate questions answered by our provocatively lean expert host, Ed Parcaut, MBA, veteran, and president of Lending for Living. And today's special expert guest, real estate advice you won't find anywhere else. Plenty to chew on, starting now.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Ed Parcaut, your host, and man, it's great to be here for another episode of Real Estate Jerky. Hey, we have a special guest today, Vicki Rice. She is the Recycling Program Coordinator for City of Modesto. Vicki, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, and then we also have she's here a lot, our visiting agent from Twain Harte, Betsy Hurst-Younger. How you doing, Betsy?
I'm doing great. It's nice to come down here.
Nice to be back in town because you're out of town for a while there. Now, you're with Century 21 Wildwood Properties in Twain Harte, if you didn't hear.
Correct.
Right? All right. Thanks for being here, ladies, as it says on my script. Ladies. So I guess this year is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day.
That is correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's not just written here, but that is really what it is sometimes, yes. The City of Modesto hosts this. What park's that in? The park?
Griseda Park.
Griseda, right. That's right. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about the City of Modesto's recycling program. And a lot of people, again, always ask me, why do I do these shows besides real estate and other stuff in here? And I think it's very important to know what's going on in your community. The community is all about where you live, and you should get involved to make your community much better. Don't you believe that, Betsy?
Oh, I definitely do. I'm very involved.
Yes, you are. You can't go anywhere up there without somebody stopping you.
That's right.
And then, there's a lot of stuff we talk about, the mortgage market that's going on and, debt and everything that's out there. I just saw a number that the credit card debt is like almost $1 trillion. It's ballooned up to $1 trillion. I mean, it's almost there.
Right.
Yeah. So it's huge. I mean, that's the most it's been in forever.
And how much interest are those people paying?
On average, probably 24%.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I wasn't a big proponent in the past of people refinancing and paying that debt off because sometimes people do it all over again. But if you're going to do it, I know some people I'm taking care of right now where they paid for their kitchen on their credit card.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's different. So I'm helping them refinance and paying that debt off, saving them about $1,800 a month by doing that.
I paid for a trip to Disneyland for my grandkids and kids, so that was probably about as much as their kitchen.
That's right.
I hear they're raising their rates again.
Are they?
Yeah.
When did you go down there?
Prices. I was down there in November.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like 1977.
I was there then too, in my disco dress.
Yeah, I haven't been there since I lived down that area. We used to go all the time because we were so close.
Yeah.
And you could go the days that nobody else would go, right?
Yeah.
If there are those days anymore. All right, so
back when they had tickets.
What, they don't have tickets now?
They don't have tickets.
Oh, I don't know. Haven't been there. It's not something I want to do. I'm not real big on rides, anymore. When I was younger, it was fine, but now you go on a roller coaster, I get a headache from that drop.
We used to try and go on every single ride, and now if you're lucky, if you can get on 6.
And you have to do like the fast pass or something. Is that still
fast
work?
Track.
Fast track?
Yeah. Something
As
like that.
Again, I told you fast. Yeah.
One's a freeway, one's Disneyland.
Hey, I didn't say it was perfect.
It's all right.
Vicki, we're going to get right into the program here. So what's the goal of City of Modesto's recycling program?
Well, the state goal, and we pattern after that, is we want to make sure that everything, we're looking at 75% of everything that is recycled and diverted from landfill by 2020, which we're in. It's a big...
and where are we on that goal?
We're I don't think at a state level we're going to make it this year. The big focus really is on organic recycling. So Modesto's a 2-can system. We have a black can and a green can. And there's some new legislation that's out there, specifically Assembly Bill 1826, which involves commercial organic recycling. So we have in our city about 1,400 businesses that meet that threshold, and it's all determined about the amount of garbage that you generate. So I am out and about in businesses, mainly food restaurants, getting them to recycle their back of the house food waste and the front of the house. And you'll kind of see progressive businesses like Panera, Chipotle are all doing that in-house, in the front of the house. Costco does it. When you go to Costco, you'll see that they've been a partner with us since 2007. So our goal is to get clean organic waste, which is food waste, plant waste, food sold paper, which is your In-N-Out wrappers, your pizza boxes. And in Modesto, we're also adding clean cardboard and clean paper. So on the home level, in your green can, we want your junk mail, we want your Amazon boxes.
Oh, so you want all that in the green can?
We want all that in your green can.
Does that include cereal boxes?
Yep, cereal boxes, got kids, Capri Suns, all that kind of stuff. So in reality, if the system works and you're doing it well, you should have very little in your black can. You should be recycling your CRV at buyback centers here in Modesto. We have about 17 that are certified through CalRecycle. And then the goal is to take all that green waste, whether it's commercial or residential, out to our compost site, and it's turned into compost. We sell it to farmers, and the cycle continues on growing the ag that we all need here.
So when you were talking back of the house, front of the house, the front of the house is when you walk up to throw your stuff away, and they actually have bins for you separated so you can throw it, right?
That's correct.
And I'm going to be negative Nelly here, but most of the time I walk up there and I see trash in every single one of those.
Right.
Is that so? Does that business later go in and separate that out?
That's our hope. My goal is I start slowly to get it's easy to separate in the back of the house, because those are the workers that, they drop a hamburger patty, they drop a pancake on the back of the floor, on the back of the house. It's easy to separate that. So typically I get a business starting, and we're talking really fast food businesses, the back of the house, and then we'll start the front of the house. Our bigger restaurants are very easy because you have servers that are picking up your plate, and they can actually separate there when they go. When I started, so overwhelming, but I've met so many awesome businesses that have really embraced this. One of our businesses, Golden Corral, they have a compactor. So what they did is they changed that compactor into organics only, because they have so much organic food and paper and cardboard they can put in there. And then they were able just to get a small trash bin that goes weekly for things like saran wrap, foil, cans that can't go into the compactor. So it's a real win-win situation.
Now, have you guys put out to the homeowners what needs to go in the green recyclable bin? They can? Yeah,
actually, every homeowner has a sticker on their can. And
so what you're saying is that you hope they read the sticker.
Yes, it's in English and Spanish.
As I know, most people don't read.
Yeah,
we've in our industry, I can tell you right now, they don't read. In the mortgage industry what we send them. Real estate industry, they don't. So to assume that someone's going to read what's on the trash can, they're not. So I'm glad that we're here today to talk about what can go in that can, because I think a lot of people, even myself, I didn't know I'm supposed to be throwing all those other boxes in there, all the other stuff in there, and so if we can reiterate, some of that stuff that should go in there that people wouldn't think about.
Correct. Our new campaign is more of a picture instead of reading. So
that's good. We all like pictures.
Yeah. So you'll see it. It'll show plant waste. So it's all that landscaping, grass, tree trimming, and that's traditionally what people recognize to go in that green can. And then we've added the food. We're educating people on the food component. Your eggs, your coffee grounds. The City of Modesto offers a free bin that can go underneath your sink for all of those kind of things. Your eggshells and your whatever's left over from your food. And then again, we're adding the paper waste, cardboard waste. And what that really does is it helps with all those ancillary liquids that may come from some of your food waste. It helps absorb all of that product.
Now, we're going to be going for a break real quick, but I want to pick up and get back. How do you want that food waste put in the bins? Because you don't want to just drop it in the bins, right?
We do.
Oh, really? Oh.
On top of that cardboard and that paper waste.
Talk about that again.
Yes, we will. All right, we're going to go to a break. We'll talk about it when we get back. Hey, again, we're going for a break. Listeners, if you have questions or comments, you can dial pound 250, say the keyword Real Estate Jerky. Again, that's pound 250. It will prompt you to say the phrase Real Estate Jerky. Remember, you can leave us questions or comments, and we'll talk to you when we get back. Mercy. Mercy, mercy me. See how easy that is, Vicki? That was 10 minutes. That was 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, it's a 10-minute break?
Well, yeah, well, we don't get a 10-minute break.
no.
That was 10 minutes. Now the
Oh,
next...
gotcha. I see. Okay.
Yeah, so the next one's going to be 12 minutes. And
Okay.
we're only going to take like a second unless you need something. But, so I want to go back to that, how you guys want it, because I know most of us aren't going to throw our food in our trash can. We're going to throw it in a plastic bag.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want it. And my grandparents had a dairy. Flies are horrible in our area, right? And so if you throw that in there, So, next question. All right, we'll do this when we get back on.
And I'll give you some tricks that we do at my home.
Real Estate Jerky is back on Power Talk 1360. Chew on that.
That's right, we're back. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Ed Parcaut of Lending for Living and your host, along with my guest, Vicki Rice. She is the Recycling Program Coordinator for City of Modesto. And I also have Betsy Hurst-Younger, Realtor from Century 21 Wildwood Properties in Twain Harte. Before break, we were talking about the green trash can, what you want in there, and we were talking about food particularly, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so what's the easy, and you said just put it on the cardboard, but as we were talking during the break, you said you're going to give us some ideas how to do it so that people can put that food in, because I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people will dump it down the garbage disposal, and we had plumbers on here before, and they're like, don't do that. That's the worst way to, you're going to ruin your garbage disposal. It's for the extra stuff that you can't get out, not everything. So,
Correct.
Vicki, it's your show.
So some of the tricks I'll just like we do at home. Let's say my garbage service is on Tuesday and we have fresh fish for dinner on Sunday, and it was a flop or we have leftovers. We don't want to stick that fish in our green can for reasons of flies and smells. So we actually wrap it in newspaper and put it in our freezer, and then my husband will put it out the night before on Monday night to help with that. So if you are concerned, we just have to get over the fact that it's fine to put it directly into your trash can. And it's the same with your landscape waste. When my kids were younger, I'd send them out to deadhead the marigolds or pick the weeds from the sidewalk cracks. They always had a plastic bag. So we see a lot of those plastic bags in our green can. So we just have to remember, just same with our trash, to dump it directly into that can and not worry about that plastic bag, and that plastic bag goes into the black can. And of course the other option is use paper bags as in your trash can.
So can you put all right, so the plastic bag goes in the regular trash can and the other, all right, got it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the only thing I heard was, right when you said something, all I thought of is the Grateful Dead, because you said deadheads, right?
Oh, marigolds, yes. Deadheading those marigolds.
I mean, that's, I'm sorry.
I was thinking about how our parents used to pay us $1 for an entire brown paper bag full of weeds if we'd go out and pick weeds.
My kids don't even know what that is.
I know.
So the key here is to try to use less. Again, that's why we offer that bucket. You can put your food waste in there, dump it directly in there, rinse it out occasionally, and you're good to go.
So it's actually a small bucket.
Yep.
That you
I
said
keep it in
fits
my
underneath
sink,
the
and then I
sink.
put it underneath my,
Interesting.
yeah.
I think if I did that, our dog would eat it.
Yeah.
I think it's another bowl for her.
Now I've got a composter.
That's
My
so
kids bought me one of
awesome.
those for Christmas one year. I live on a couple of acres, so you can kind of stick it out there and
We don't wear coveralls either, so.
no.
And the composting is the big picture. That's
Yeah.
where all this is going.
But it's a whole learning experience. It's not just throw your stuff in there.
So basically, it's
You
back
got to turn it. You got to.
Yeah. Back to when my parents did the composting, and we would save everything and throw it in the compost pile, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the city does offer, we sponsor free composting classes through MJC Continuing Education. So it's just great information, even if you're still just putting stuff in the green can, and to understand where things are going and why we're doing it. But it's a great class. We offer 2 in the spring, 2 in the fall.
That's good to know.
You gonna go?
Can you go online?
Do they have classes online?
I know.
I'm sure you can.
I could Google it. I could
YouTube
Google
it.
Yeah,
How
I
to
could YouTube it.
compost. Throw it in a big pile. Let it sit in it. Flip it every so often.
Exactly.
All right. So what? All right. So we got on a huge thing about the green can. What else?
It's important to know we get a lot of people that, like you're in the real estate, though, that move to Modesto and from other places. And the first thing they say is Modesto doesn't recycle.
Right. Where's the 3 bins?
All they're looking for is that blue can. And if
Right.
you really look at it, we've been really very progressive on, we've been organic recycling forever. And this is a new state law. So other, in the county, other smaller towns are going to scramble to start organic recycling. And we're just a city that supports our local buyback centers. We have 17 currently. They're all certified by Cal Recycle, and that's where you take your recyclables, your CRV.
Yeah, when I moved back here in 2002 from San Diego, we had 3 different little paper, glass, we'd separate everything we couldn't, and then put that next to everything else. We still had the green cans for the other stuff, and then so I was like, wow, I didn't know that they recycled you. I thought it was just the green waste that you guys wanted.
Okay, so one question. If you're going to recycle your bottles, and I'm talking beer bottles, wine bottles,
We don't drink
water
here.
bottles. We don't drink. Okay. First of all, water bottles, do you have to take the lid off?
No, you don't.
Okay. And I take the lid off and I save that for my grandson's artwork at school.
Awesome.
And because they want us to do that. And then the other question is brown bottles, like brown glass, green glass. Is that all recyclable?
So anything that you'll see CRV, so something that you've paid when you've purchased that, you've paid for that to recycle. So all that's recyclable.
So when I go to Trader Joe's and buy my $2 chuck, I got to see if I've actually paid the CRV to be able to recycle it.
So in
Why they don't pay?
No, I don't know. I only go every once in a while.
Okay.
so in those
Buy a
look,
lot.
I gotta
you
look.
buy a lot of $2 chuck is what you're saying. It lasts you for a while.
So wine bottles
By
don't
the
have a
case.
CRV, but places like you just need to check your recycling centers. So currently Modesto Junk is taking all forms of glass. You don't get money for it, but you're doing the right
that's okay.
thing.
I just
so
wanna be
your
able to
pickle
know.
jars, your ragu jars, your
Right.
all forms of glass.
So if we put that in the green too, or you don't want?
No, you don't. You have to take in Modesto. You have to self-haul all your recyclables.
So,
if
so
you're- if-
nobody. So I mean, I've seen that line driving by there. It's a pretty long line usually. Is there someplace else that people can drop it off that can get recycled
you
if
can
they don't
go
want
on-
money for it?
Yep.
You know.
You can go on the city's website. We have a recycling brochure that says all the buyback centers. There's quite a few here locally. United Cerebral Palsy offers a service that they'll pick it up on your doorstep. So and you're donating that.
We have a adults for disabilities, adults with disabilities program called Watch Resources,
And that's in Tuolumne County.
and that's in Tuolumne County, and that's where I bring my recyclables.
And you just need to be creative. There's Boy Scouts, there's Girl Scouts, there's your neighbor.
And I don't
A
think
lot of
people
kids
think of
are
other
doing
groups
that.
like that. Yeah, that's good.
So I can just throw it over my neighbor's fence. So she just
There
says.
you
If
go.
they have a kid that's a Boy Scout. Exactly.
So aren't they planning on putting a CRV or something on wine bottles to get people? I thought I heard something.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but we're just happy that you can at least recycle the bottle because that's a big push, especially, one of our local businesses here that's contributes a lot is Gallo, and they're looking for that.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely looking for that glass, and glass is one of the commodities that is 100% recyclable. We can always turn glass into new glass,
No matter the color.
no matter the color.
I've got a couple of their Naked Grape Chardonnays. I'll have to look and see what my glass is, what color.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter, I guess, huh?
It doesn't matter. Just make sure it's empty before you get rid of it.
Okay. That's all
Can you do that part? Can you do your part?
Do you recycle the corks?
Doesn't either way, doesn't
Okay.
matter. Yeah.
So what you're saying is corks aren't recyclable.
I don't know. You can make like little bulletin boards out of them.
Give it to your grandson. He can take it for his art project. When he walks in with a big black trash bag, they know his grandma has a problem.
A gallon size Ziploc. Yeah.
No, just say, I went to mini crab feeds. All right. So what's going on? Let's talk about Earth Day. Since we were talking about the recycling program, did we miss anything there that you want to bring up before we go to Earth Day? Or
No, I think that's good.
We still can't recycle tin, though, like soup cans and things like that.
Correct. Those need
Okay.
to go in your black can.
Got it.
Those need to go in your black can. Earth Day is started in 1970, so this will be the 50th year. The global overall theme is climate control and global warming. So we'll see some activist groups out at Earth Day with some positive messages on their feelings about it, how we can help. Earth Day has about 125 vendors, and it's things about the earth. It's a lot of community organizations that are doing great things. They're conserving, they're recycling, so all of those kind of things. We obviously have an entertainment component. We have some awesome sponsors this year. We will be doing a birthday theme. Save Mart will be giving out 1,000 cupcakes. A lot of kids. We have a lot of pet adoption kind of things. So it's really a wide gamut of activities. It's very family friendly. And you'll see a lot of organizations that are celebrating milestones as well. Frito-Lay will be here, and this will be their 20th year supporting Earth Day in Modesto, which is huge. And they have a lot of green initiatives going on with their company, so they'll be showcasing those. Modesto Toyota is an awesome sponsor, and they'll have their green vehicles out there, hybrids, electric vehicles. There's just a lot of great information out there.
And then they're going to have a recycling person, right? OB Green recycling program. Are they going to be there?
Yes, that's a big draw. So that's on Stoddard, the end of the park. They'll be there from 9 to 3, so you can donate your recyclable CRV. That goes to the Awesome Spot Park.
Which we had them on. You can go to one of our podcasts and listen about that. So I don't mean to cut, I apologize for that, but I wanted to plug us, self-plug. But on the, they also take TVs, other stuff at the recycling program, right?
Yes, we'll be doing e-waste. There's free paper shredding. This year we've added Covanta will be helping us recycle batteries and light bulbs. That's something people just generally bring, so we found an avenue to do that this year as well. Hospice will have a truck there, so you can donate small housewares, clothing to that organization as well.
Yeah, it's great. I'm glad. Yeah, it's Earth Day. Might as well have everybody there, right?
I'm sure it was a little different in 1970.
Yeah, there's 2 people there.
Yeah.
Listening to the Grateful Dead. Anyway, let's go to our break, and when we get back, we'll pick this up. Normally, most people know I'm a veteran myself. I like to support other people who are members of our military and honor veteran business owners. If you know somebody who's a veteran business owner, like some advertising, just give us their information by pound 250. Say the key phrase Real Estate Jerky. Leave us a message. Today's shout out is to Dutchman's Drain and Plumbing, owned and operated by Eric Crownover. Call Dutchman's at 209-355-5717. That was 355-5717. And we'll talk to you when we get back. It went over. Oh, well. All right, next segment is 12 minutes. So we'll bring it back to Earth Day.
And the bulk item pickup.
Huh?
The bulk item.
What bulk item pickup? Do you need a restroom break?
No, I just have a cramp in my leg.
No problem. She's out of here.
She's out of here.
I've had it with you guys. This is too hard.
Just says bulk item pickup, mattresses, sofas, washers,
Yeah,
dryers.
so if I could talk about the
Yeah.
Modesto, the blight problem and what we're trying to do.
When we come back, I'll bring it back, and then I'll say, Vicki, anything else about Earth Day? And you can throw that in, and you can go into, no, but I want to talk about,
Okay.
boom.
And do people recycle oil?
Tires.
You know, the biggest problem I want to bring up, so we, at our place, our office, there's a trash can, and people just drop crap, right? You know, they can't get into it, so they just drop all these chemicals. It's like, you could just go drop them off for free.
I noticed you guys had to fence in all your vans.
Or,
Oh, these guys.
oh, these guys?
These guys, yeah.
Well, that's all over. That's
the
let's not get
world.
into that.
Leaving the bull behind. It's Real Estate Jerky.
We're back. I'm here with my guest, Vicki Rice. She is the Recycling Program Coordinator for City of Modesto, and Betsy Hurst-Younger, Realtor with Century 21 Wildwood Properties in Twain Harte. And I'm your host, Ed Parcaut of Lindy for a Living. Thanks for everybody coming back. I'm glad you didn't leave during the break.
Yep.
All right, Vicki, when we left, we were talking about Earth Day. Was there anything else you want to add to that, or something else you want to do?
You'll just see at Earth Day, the City of Modesto will be talking about a lot of programs that we have all year long. One of those is every resident that pays for garbage service in a home is eligible for 2 bulky pickups a year. So you call your garbage hauler. We have 2 franchise haulers in Modesto. And that's when you put out your mattresses, your old basketball hoop, your exercise equipment that you don't want to use, appliances. So pretty much things that don't fit in your black can. There definitely are some limits and restrictions. So we do educate about that program so people continually know, and it's in an effort to quit the illegal dumping. This is our big focus, and it's coming from the city manager's office to start cleaning up Modesto. We have been able to go to council. If you're caught illegal dumping in Modesto, the fine is $1,000. It used to be $100.
That's good.
So we have a code enforcement team. They open up cases, and we are actually finding and assessing these fines. So it's really hitting the pocketbooks of people. And this is illegal dumping of materials like that could be in your bulky pickup program. It's landscapers that are not taking the stuff out to be processed, and they're dumping it on the side of the road. What we're happening is, and this happens for the elderly or people that may be selling a home, they hire a company to clean up their backyard or whatever, and we're just finding instead of paying dumping fees, on occasion that stuff is ending up in the streets of Modesto. And it's one of those things, once you see a pile, you feel like, well, they're doing it, maybe I can do it. So in addition to that, with the fines, one of the things we're doing is we're adding cameras. So it's a great way for us to get license plates so that we can close these cases and stop people from doing that. So, and you'll see another thing, we have a blight abatement team now, and they're out on the thoroughfares, Briggsmore, Carpenter, Tully Avenue, and they're picking up trash just like they would do on the freeway to try to keep Modesto clean and a great place to live. So that's a big thing that we're doing. Our department is responsible for actually picking it up and disposing of it once it's collected. The city has a great many programs to get rid of things. We have a waste tire amnesty program. You can call me up. I'll send you a coupon, and you can take your tires to a local waste hauler. Bertolotti is participating this year. It was crazy to me to think of, like, okay, when I buy new tires, I pay the recycling fee and I give it to them. But then if you think of technology with Craigslist and Facebook Market, people are getting tires all different places now, so they need a place to be able to recycle their old ones. So we offer that. We also I apply for a lot of grants through Cal Recycle, so I have a grant. I have a person that he spends part of his day collecting illegally dumped tires that have been dumped. We hire an actual recycle certified hauler, and they turn they recycle those tires. They're turned into bark and used for pavement, things like that, so they're not going to landfill. We also have an oil recycling. You can call your hauler if you are one of those that still changes your oil, and you can put that oil in a rigid container on your driveway, and we pick that up for free.
I don't know why people still change their oil.
We do have a lot in this town. I mean, we're Graffiti USA, so
I know.
we have a lot of people with those older cars that still do that. And then we partner with the county, and they have it's called a Household Hazardous Waste Facility. You can just drive up with old paint, old oil, pesticides, pool chemicals, all kinds of things, and you can dispose of those free. They also take e-waste. They take syringes. So we get a lot of calls for stuff like that, or if people are diabetic or elderly, how do I get rid of this stuff? So when I get those calls, the great thing for me is they know it's not supposed to go in that garbage can, and they don't want to do it, and they just need help trying to figure out what they do with it. So we just go the extra mile to make sure that there's options out there for them.
Right. I mean, because at my office, we occasionally, our trash can's locked, and occasionally people will dump that chemical there, and it's like it's so easy to get rid of. Just take it to where you just talked about. No questions asked. Just give it to us. We'll take it from you. We'll get rid of it. Why leave it for somebody else to deal with? It just.
And in those cases, you should call the City of Modesto, our office, and we come and take care of it. We test that to make sure what it is, and then we'll dispose of it.
And then you fingerprint it to find the people, right?
Yeah, all of that.
Well, and our listeners are from all over the place. So
Right.
if they are in a different town, they should just call their city.
Correct.
And ask what they can do.
Right, because everybody has one.
Right.
And we're partnering with Modesto Police. Their saying is say it, see it. So we're doing the same thing. If you see it, we want to know about it, and we want to get it picked up and taken care of. So we all feel proud of the city that we live in.
Well, and that's why we do the show. It's all about your community that you live in, and why do you want to make it worse for somebody else? You should always, and I tell my kids, leave it better than you found it.
Right.
That's how you should leave it. Don't make, just because somebody else does it doesn't mean you do it. Make it better, not worse.
Right.
Yeah, my motto this year for Earth Day, and I do a lot of school presentation, is if you do one thing to help the environment, do one more thing. So just add something to what if you're currently recycling at home, maybe find somebody else that has no way of redeeming their recycling and collect that. If you've never added paper to your green can, start adding that junk mail to your green can. So just
And that's
one
all
more
paper.
thing.
That's all paper. Printed paper, like if you have a printer at home,
Yep.
that kind of stuff.
And we don't care about, some of our stuff comes with that envelope, that little cellophane thing. That's okay. We'll take that. And then the other thing, we just start thinking, we get a lot of people calling, like, how do I get rid of, let's say, my Tide pod, that oval thing where my pods come in.
Right.
So when people, that just goes in your black can. But if you're so frustrated, you send a message to manufacturers and don't buy it. You can still get the cardboard container with the powder. So really think about how you're buying things. Bring your reusable bags.
What about
to the grocery
the
store.
Tide with the little spout that, like you can either dump it or you can squirt it?
That's
the
plastic.
big one. That's
Yeah, that
plastic.
still
That's the
goes in
same
your
thing.
thing, but then I just tell people things like that. Then you figure out how you can use that. Put your pet waste in it. Use it for something, and then
Not my
put it
pet
in your
waste.
can.
No, that wouldn't be big enough for your dog.
I know.
So, speaking of pet
My
waste,
dogs are 170 pounds.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Not big enough.
speaking of waste, animal waste, you don't want that in the recycle
No.
cans, right? You can't recycle it. But isn't it like a food product?
It
was food at one time.
People do think it
you
is
compost
organic,
that?
but it is not organic.
No, you don't want to compost that at all.
We don't want kitty litter. We don't want any
No.
of that in there. No.
Unless
it's
you got a
funny.
small steer at home, maybe you can use that when
Exactly.
you're composting, but none of the other stuff.
So in the foothills where we're clearing a lot of trees,
Yes.
we see a lot of piles of wood chips with signs on it that just says free chips. So people can just come up with their truck, shovel it in the back of their truck, and go use it for landscaping in their own yard.
Well, because a lot here, they're starting, instead of selling almond wood, they're actually shredding it and chop it up and using it the same way. So they
Right.
changed that a lot of because with all the trees we have up in Tuolumne County that were cut down and logged out, people don't need firewood.
Wait till you see Twain Harte Drive right now. They're clearing the sides of the road, and it's really, really cleaned up and a lot clearer than it has
PG&E's
been.
coming in there. Is that what you mean, or just in general?
Actually, the prisoners are doing it. Yeah.
Well, so it wasn't.
And they're chipping it, and yeah.
Because I know PG&E is supposed to be upping their coming through to clean out even the trees you don't want out. They're going.
Right.
You don't have a say anymore.
No.
Just get rid of them, because another one will.
There's
grow.
a lot of trees
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad that they're doing that and doing a lot of clearing, but it'll be good. It's for a
Right.
good reason.
Well, with the property we bought, right, we had
Mm-hmm.
to clear to get ready for building, and I mean, it hasn't been cleared since it was ever. I mean,
Right.
never.
Right.
So I mean, there's so many trees that need to be cut out of there so the other trees can grow bigger and stronger and not have issues and fight off different types of beetles and other things. Because if they don't have enough water getting into them,
Right.
they can't produce sap, and then they can't fight the beetle.
Well,
right?
another thing that's different up there, we probably don't have a lot of people that recycle paper products because they probably
Burn
start them in their wood stove with it. Yeah, they start their fires with it and burn it.
Oh, when you said newspaper, I didn't know people still
No,
got
we
the
don't have a newspaper. Ours is online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you get the Union Democrat up there?
No. Oh, they do, but I don't.
Yeah.
It's online for me.
Yeah. I'm just saying, 'cause- yeah, but it's like, for me, the best paper to start a fire with is that packing paper. You get from Home Depot to wrap your dishes in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's, for $5, you get this huge roll, and
Right.
that's like the best.
We use fire starters.
I'm old school. I came from Colorado originally. We didn't have that.
We didn't
back
have
in
it.
the technology.
A long time ago either.
Yeah. So we're going to go to break in about a minute. Anything you want to add, Betsy, right now?
No, I'm just was thinking about how different it is up there. But we do have the different cans, and when you go to a hotel, I always feel bad throwing my water bottle or a can or something in the trash. So I'm hoping that hotels also have some type of recycling system.
Do they?
Oh yeah, I know DoubleTree's amazing. So there's somebody that's taking that out, and they belong to a program. I can't remember what it's called. Children something that they recycle all the shampoos and the soaps.
Which
Yeah,
I think
so-
in California you can't really have that anymore. Didn't they pass something
Not
saying they're
yet.
trying to get rid of that?
Not yet. I don't think so because I was just
You were at Car.
at a hotel.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I said they're trying to. I didn't say they did.
And I collect those for interfaith social services. Mhm.
Awesome.
Oh, really? So next time at a hotel, I don't want to bring it back. Sorry. Because we used to collect all those, and then
Oh, yeah.
kids did, and then they'd put them in a thing for when they go on a travel somewhere. But then they left them all. Hey, we're gonna go to a break. Hey, we're heading out to a break. Remember, if you want to get a hold of us, it's #250. Say the key phrase "Real Estate Jerky." You can find us on Facebook at Real Estate Jerky, and we'll talk to you when we get back. And all right, we only got 9 more minutes, Vicki. We're there. We're getting closer.
We can do it.
All right, so when we come back, Betsy, was there anything real estate you want to talk about?
I was just going to talk about some vacant lots.
Well, so then that's a yes.
Yes.
Don't ask me questions.
I'm refinancing right now.
Oh, you are?
And then the other people also paid for theirs this morning.
Yeah. Oh,
The
did
buyers,
they?
yeah.
Okay, so they got the thing. Then I take it. They want what they wanted.
Yep.
Good. Good. I don't have to hear.
Yeah, my sister just sold her house in Pleasanton for, oh my
I
gosh.
just live in Alamo.
She listed it for 1.25 million. The people paid 1.7, like 36
Offers.
Oh my gosh, it's just,
Yeah.
but when the real estate came in with her, what do you call it, the person that puts in front, stager.
Oh, yeah.
She goes to my sister, everything in here is crap. I just want your beds and just, they had to get a pod, and I mean, they've lived in there forever, but it's kind of, could have said it a little bit nicer.
Wouldn't work at my house with 4 dogs and
No,
3
we-
cats
Oh,
and
yeah, she has
grandkids.
3 dogs,
Yeah.
and they're just small.
She
They
should be
didn't
calling
rate 'em.
that lady and say, "Thank you so much. You got me so over asking."
Exactly.
How much does it cost? You
All right,
know?
you ready? To get back.
No.
But the issue is, as I've been saying, it's not going to get worse. It's going to get better. I mean, it's the sell. It's a problem. You list a house, it's going to sell if it's right house, right place,
Oh,
right location.
totally, yeah.
All right, so we got 9 minutes when we come back.
You got 8 minutes, 50 seconds for the last segment.
How much?
8 minutes, 50 seconds of recording.
8 minutes, 50 seconds. I lost my pin. Someone reminded me of that. There it is.
You ready?
Real Estate Jerky is back on Power Talk 1360. Chew on that.
And that's right. We're back for our final segment. Man, where does this time fly? I'm Ed Parcaut, mortgage advisor at Lending for Living, with my guest, Vicki Rice, and she is the recycling program coordinator for City of Modesto. And I have Betsy Hurst-Younger, realtor with Century 21 Wildwood Properties from Twain Harte. So we talked about where we should take our fluorescent bulbs, our batteries, oil, paint, and all that stuff. Take it to Earth Day if you have stuff, right? Mm-hmm. All right. And then, Betsy, did you have any real estate stuff you want to talk about? Because we got about 8 minutes.
I know. You know what? We haven't talked about vacant land for very often.
Do you have any left?
I've got lots of vacant land. Lots of vacant land up there. Still.
I actually looked online because I keep getting that information when we were looking for our lot.
Right.
And one popped up for like 160 some acres, and then another one for more than that. And I was like, wow, the people are selling land now.
Yeah, I know. I've got a couple of parcels for sale. One is an acre on Elizabeth Lane, and that one is for sale for only $29,900.
That's how big was that?
1 acre.
$29,900. That's pretty good.
Public water available, and you'll have to put a septic system in.
Well, that's good about public water because I'm going to tell you right now, a well with the stuff is like 35 grand. So if you
They'll
can
do a
find a
storage.
if you can find a property that has that stuff already, you're better off. We
Right.
couldn't, but
Right.
you know,
Well, and yours is a large parcel, so yeah.
I
There's
get
another
it.
one on Kreitzer Way that's right outside of Twain Harte. The one I talked about before on Elizabeth Lane is just below Twain Harte. And Kreitzer Way is 0.43 of an acre for only $25,000. There's one all the way up in Strawberry that is a 0.28 of an acre parcel. And that one is 27089 Somerville Drive for $64,900. And then I've got one off of Michigan Drive, which is right there near Lakewood Park above Twain Harte for 1.16 acres. They're asking $85,000.
Well,
So
and are these your listings?
these are mine listings.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Any owner carry? Possibly.
It's possible.
Okay. Because what I found out is if you're going to buy raw land, before you can build on it, there's a few things you need to do. And so a lot of times you have to buy the land first, and it's really hard to get just a land loan. You need at least 50% down. But if you can get a seller to carry for a short period of time, 2 to 5 years, that gives you enough time to get your plans in place, get them approved by the county, get your loan in place, all that stuff. Because we do
That's
construction
kind of
loans too.
what you guys have done.
Yeah, because it's people think it's so easy. It's not so easy, you know, especially up in Twain Harte, a little bit different. And then one of the problems with Tuolumne County is, I mean, I think they had more plans dropped off in December than they had in the last 8 years all combined.
It seems like building or the thought of building is increasing.
Well, if you can't find a house in like most places, you got multiple offers and counter offers, and then even, you know, we've been talking about this for a while. You're up in Tuolumne County. I'm sorry, Vicki, we're off on a different subject right now. But in Tuolumne County, I said it was on sale for the last 6 months, right? Because in June, people got all freaked out about the fire insurance, which is not a major issue. I mean, other places, Colorado, other places have been dealing with the same prices for insurance like we are getting into here. So it's something that's been other places just now here. A lot of people put their houses on the market, dropped on the market, and there were so many houses, so the prices came down a little bit. I've told everybody, get up there. It's on sale right now, but it's not going to stay on sale.
Right.
One of my clients just got into a place, and it was multiple offers up there. I'm like, oh my goodness, it is now turned. Just
Right.
like other places, like Modesto, we've been multiple offers forever. Other places have been too. It's happening now up there because price points have come down. There's not a
We
lot
say
of
it
them.
eventually rolls uphill, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know,
The
but
market changes.
it was going up before. Then all of a sudden, the fire insurance issue happened, and then
Right.
everybody freaked out. Oh my gosh, I've owned my home for 20 years. I don't want to pay more than $600 a year. You know what I mean? That's what happened.
Well, after
So-
meeting with the commissioner, Lara, Commissioner of Insurance, this last week down in Anaheim.
what were you there for?
I was there because I'm a director for the State Board of Realtors for California Association of Realtors. And that meeting, he announced that there will be a press release that'll come out after February 18th. And they'll be announcing some changes to the insurance system.
Any preferences, or he just said there's going to be changes?
Hopefully
You can't say.
Hopefully it'll be with the California Fair Plan.
That it's going to be more fair.
Yes. Some people are calling it the unfair plan.
Anything that has something in the name like that, you have to be really careful of.
Oh yeah.
Like if somebody has something trust, you know, like you trust them, or you have, and I say this about if any company has the word veteran in it, you know, that they're selling to veterans, be careful, because sometimes those people take advantage of veterans.
Right.
So be very careful. So the name of the fair plan, I first thought it's not going to be fair, right? It's going to be expensive.
Right.
And that's basically what it's been.
Well, and the coverages are going to have to change because in some of our areas where they're using the California Fair Plan, there isn't enough coverage. It's 1.5 million right now, and some of those homes are worth 3, 4, 5, 6 million to rebuild.
Right. And now, when you have the fair plan, you also have another policy, not just the fair plan. So you have two policies.
One's for fire, one's for your liability and personal property.
Is that what it is? See, I'm glad I have you on to tell me all these things.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I kept telling people, don't worry, it'll get better, right? Because when we bought our cabin,
If you shop around, it actually isn't super bad.
No.
I mean, and their neighborhoods now up in our area, we have 4 Firewise neighborhoods. They actually have a list of things that you need to do, and you get a certificate saying you are now a Firewise property in a Firewise neighborhood, and they're supposed to get a discount from their insurance company. So,
well, a lot of people didn't want to cut the trees around their place,
I know.
right? And it's like, cut them down.
Yeah.
protect yourself. Because what if the tree fell in the first place, right?
Well, we did have some high winds the other day.
My 2 winters ago, my neighbor next to me, there was a tree leaning on my deck and then on the roof. And I'm like, how did that tree fall over? I didn't even know there was a tree there. It wasn't. It was the top of another tree that was so tall.
That snapped off?
That snapped off, hit the ground so hard that it went into the ground and then slowly
So it looked
came
like it was
over.
growing and
Yes.
it wasn't?
Yes.
Wow.
Which,
Yeah.
and luckily it did that because I could only imagine it going straight down into our roof.
Yeah.
Got 2 minutes left, people. All right, so that's enough on me.
Well, you know what? I was going to talk about some things that are going on in Tuolumne County.
Please do, because we got a few
We've got
minutes.
Sierra Repertory Theater that has a tribute to the Beatles right now. And I am planning on going to that. Doesn't that sound like fun?
So great.
Yeah.
No,
And of course,
I'm
stop.
not a Beatle fan, sorry.
For our listeners, he's the generation
Or Jan
below
and
me.
Dean.
Hey, those guys were friends with my uncles when I was growing up. My uncle's best friend was the drummer for the Righteous Brothers when I was a little girl at 8 years old. I just thought he was so cute.
That's nice.
I know. So Valentine's Day.
That's
We've got
coming up.
Valentine's specials. You can go on our Visitors Bureau website called Visit Tuolumne County, and they've got a section for upcoming events and for specials for Valentine's.
Right, and we're listening to the show on the day after Valentine's Day,
sorry.
so you're a little late for that. But anyway,
But hey,
I'm glad you thought about it ahead of time.
The events in Tuolumne County, though,
Right.
on that Visit Tuolumne County website.
right. And then, it's if you haven't bought a house yet, or if you own a home right now, it is amazing. And I'm just going to throw out, if you can't get help somewhere, if you're not going to get help with me, get help somewhere, because rates are ridiculously low. I don't know how I keep saying this every week, how much lower they got. Everybody's busy with that.
Because I'm going from, 5.6
I don't know.
to
I don't talk about my
3.6?
clients.
Okay.
I can't do that online.
I just said it.
Okay. The rates are so low that please, if you don't, know somebody, come to me. I can refer you if you're not in the area, don't want to help, but get help somewhere, because now is the time. I don't know how much lower they're going to go. And if things change down the road this year in November, and they start raising taxes because different administrations, rates are going to be the first thing that's going to go up. Mm-hmm. And then if we go, then possibly a recession after that.
And if you're thinking about selling and you think about it, you don't need to wait until spring.
No, do it
Because
now.
inventory is low now, and this is when you need to be on so you don't have as much competition.
That's right. Thank you for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Great.